Hello and welcome to the final session on Candle Red, chapter number 13, which essentially is about community service. We are looking at two SDG goals: number three, good health and well being, and number five, gender equality. Wow, we are all bonded by blood. That's the theme of the entire chapter. What it says is, essentially, blood is thicker than water. And it is also an idiom, a phrase used when you talk about your siblings, when you talk about your family members. But in reality, yes, blood is about 1 degree higher than the body temperature. Normally, our body temperature should be 101, 100 degree Fahrenheit, which is 99 to 100. In India, we use Fahrenheit or 38 degrees centigrade. This is just trivia. As a teacher, when you're teaching them, put these statistics on board. It might help them perhaps on an IAS interview or generally trivias which are valuable. We know so much about outside world, but so little about our own body and how it functions. A person who has 70 kg of weight has about 5 to 6 liters of blood in his body. So the next time Dharmendra says, "मैं तेरा खून पी जाऊंगा," you know that he's just adding a few gulps and 6 liters is already there. Bad joke, but that's the amount of blood which is equivalent to 7% of your body weight. And it's an estimate which will depend on your gender, on where you live, on the factors you've got. Interestingly, one of the greatest, medical science was about the blood types, right? Though there is no scientific proof about what blood type and what personality traits we have, however, there is a persistent theory in Japanese culture called Kutsikigeta. Well, think about pronouncing it rightly, but it says that your personality is associated with a blood type, and I find it very, very amusing. Most common blood type in the world today is O. And then there is a rhesus factor which is O positive or O negative. Well, people typically with O blood type are supposed to be more confident, understanding, even aggressive, organized, outgoing, optimistic, and energetic. There are some adverse personalities. They could be insensitive, maybe unpunctual. Wonderful. The blood type about people. So might be a great class that you could do is you can include all your classes, ask them with a post-it note, tell them what their blood types are. Very strange that people sometimes do not know their blood types. But it's important to know what is your type. Perhaps in terms of emergency, it's important. People with O blood types are Queen Elizabeth, Elvis Presley, so many people from your own place you can think about it. Type A and type B are people who generally are called friendly, earnest, creative. Type B are very spontaneous. And, it is said that type A personalities are very likely to hide their emotions. And type B could be erratic, unforgiving. Oh my goodness, there's so many people I know, and I do to check. See if the blood type matches with the personality you are looking into your classes. It'll be interesting to find out. And then finally, there is a rare type called the AB. AB is a stereotypical mix of A and B, and these are people who could, people like Barack Obama and Jackie Chan are AB. Think about who they would be. Well, they are very, very strong personalities. They could be critical, maybe a little self-centered. But as we said, these are not scientifically proven personalities, so we'll hardly look into it. But the skill that we are looking into is self-awareness. What I like about this blood group is let's do some great exercises. Blood has always been a case and title of a lot of books. Tell me, what do you think if blood is used? What does denote in the book cover? If you've taken three book covers and thought you could have five more books that you can find out, all the blood we share. What do you think this book is about? Though these are book of fiction, but they're great titles. Written in my own heart's blood. I'm sure we've heard about people writing letters in blood. Well, it is very foolish, but it sometimes denote how deeply effective you are or how much in love you are. In cold blood. In cold blood is typically used for crime thrillers and perhaps for people who do murders. And it is said that people who are heartless say that. Find out and make your own maybe book titles, maybe 5, 10. Have fun and try denoting what it means. Right. Now, what it also says is the kind typically that we're looking at your blood type is number two. It's in your DNA, it's chapter number 2. So please mark that as chapter number 2. Is your blood is not a thing. Everyone is related to everyone, irrespective of the blood type. It's just a degree of blood. Really? So we all are related. For example, if two sisters were to take the DNA test, and it shows one sister is 10% French, the other is 0%. Though both sisters share the same identical parents, same set of ancestors, how could they be different from one another? That is where your DNA comes in. All those who have heard about DNA, it's deoxyribonucleic acid. I'm sorry about the biology, but it is the make that makes us human. We and chimpanzees and bananas are not very different. DNAs are very similar. It's all 99.9% similar. It's the DNA that suddenly gives us the difference. All we want you to do is go back, learn about chromosomes, learn about DNA, the helical structure we are talking about. Absolutely brilliant. Why don't we ask them, if the children are encouraged enough, they can take ribbons and make the helical structures. You can go online, watch a video, and perhaps the cloning, the genetic cloning we're talking about, we can clone ourselves, and then there was the first sheep that was cloned, Dolly, or we can bring back great mammoths and dinosaurs by this technology. So this is so much we want to talk about. Finally, because it is about community service and so much we want to talk about blood, it's all about, as we said, this is gender equality. Anybody can give blood. And it says, not all heroes wear capes, some just donate blood. I'm sure each one of us, at least as adults, have an experience of giving blood. We used to get one Parle-G biscuit packet and fruity, and that was the best thing we had. Today, in the terms of social media, I don't see so many blood donation camp happening. Rotary used to do a wonderful work. Red Cross used to do wonderful work. I think we should associate ourselves with some blood donation camp. Hopefully, volunteer donation also helps us become better. So, a blood donor is someone who is a superhero in our eyes. Now, what we also want to do was, since we're talking about blood donation, why not make a very creative poster and on find out when the blood donation day is. This is one that we have given illustration of the great Michelangelo, where it's the hand of God, so it's been touched. So when you give blood, you're actually acting like someone who has given a new life to you. But maybe it's fun to have this huge scraper paper, chart papers, give them sketches, and tell them to make a very appealing poster which encourages people to donate blood. Well, so far in this exercise, we found out about our blood types, our personalities, and what blood means in metaphors and phrases and stories, and our DNAs, and finally encourage each other to donate blood. I hope you all enjoyed this exercise. Let's come out and do more of these work. Good luck. Keep sharing. Thank you.